It's time for KOVC Sports.
And welcome everyone here to Valley City High School here at the Highliner Activity Center. Jerry Edwards with you all day on 1490 AM, 96.3 FM, KOVC, online at newsdakota.com, and on our YouTube channel, KOVC Live. Well, we got ourselves one of our last three boys basketball games of the regular season. All three of these going to be at home. It's kind of the inverse of how the girls' season went, where most of the early season was at home, and then you just close it out with like a 10 of 11 games to end the year on the road. Boys, they're getting a little bit more showtime here at the Hack before the season comes to an end, but none of these games are going to be easy, and that just doesn't come with the territory of being a struggling team. You get Wahpeton, then you get Hillsborough Central Valley, who's beat you the last 2 years here at the Highliner Activity Center, and then you get Kindred. As we all know, Kindred's going to be one of those teams contending for the top spot. As we start up our San Bernardino pregame show, here for all, here for good, let's take a look here at the standings in Region 1. Central Cass still at the top of Region 1. 8-1 Region 1 record. Sitting in second is going to be Oak Grove, 7-3. Oak Grove, very kind of interesting team this year. I think everyone maybe kind of overlooked them a little bit. Kind of don't know if people were expecting as much. I think everyone kind of looked at Kindred, Wahpeton, and Cass and thought those were going to be the three teams that pretty much ran away with this, and Oak Grove was going to be kind of in the position where Valley City was, I would say, a couple years ago, where they were beating everybody else. Like, they weren't really beating the top teams, but they could beat everybody else. Oak Grove's done more than just beat the Spares. They've done a really good job of putting together a very impressive season for themselves. Kindred in third, Wahpeton in fourth. Now, Wahpeton, a team that I think came into this year with very high expectations, and I still think this is a very good Wahpeton team. Now, the record for Wahpeton may be a bit more lopsided than you'd expect for a team that right now is, I believe, number 4 in the polls. But when you look kind of at the start Wahpeton got out to, you lose to Henning, Minnesota. Now, the good thing is you don't have to beat Minnesota teams to win a North Dakota State Championship, so not a lot of consideration gets put into that loss. At Central Cass, that was a game where, if I remember right, Wahpeton had the lead for most of that game going in, and then you kind of check the game later and you see Central Cass came back to not only force overtime but win 61-57 on the road. And then I think the loss that kind of surprised people, maybe caused a bit of stir, was that loss to Oak Grove 57-53. And again, another road loss, very close road loss, but again, no one, I think, kind of knew how good Oak Grove was at the moment. And I think everyone kind of just leaned back a little bit and kind of raised the eye of concern, so to speak. To Kindred, they lost on the road to Kindred. Again, that's always a tough place to win. So losing there, no real worry. And then you rattle off a bit of a win streak. You get Valley City, you get Lisbon, beat Central Cass. That's the only loss Central Cass has in Region 1 play this year. Beat Devil's Lake, beat Oak Grove, and that was Devil's Lake at full strength. That was, if I remember right, that was Devil's Lake getting their players back. And so you beat them, and you get Oak Grove, you get back at them. But Kindred's the one team they just have not been able to figure out. Lost to them pretty much by the same score. They lost the first time round 70-61. They lost to them the next time round at home 70-60. Grinded out a win over Hankinson 57-54. Now, Hankinson's been a top 5 team in Class B for pretty much this entire year. They have tremendous guard play. So if you're actually looking for a Class B team that matches up with Wahpeton, that can bring elite guard play to match up with someone like a Braden Steffens and a Jack Gilbertson, it's probably Hankinson. So even though it's a Class B team, it's a closer matchup than you might think. Then now they have 3 games to close things out. Valley City and Lisbon, Region 1 play, and then Standing Rock. So if you're looking at Wahpeton potentially getting hot as the season comes to an end, they could be that team. I think, though, there is a lot of questions surrounding Wahpeton, though, of just how deep can they go? Because they've been that team that I think the best way to put it is that they just had the misfortune of being a really good team playing in a region that had the best team in the state in Kindred, and having to play in the play-in round featuring 2 of the next 5 best teams in the state, because Region 2's murderer's row when it comes down to boys basketball teams at this level. 4 wins, win a walk, and I think they are the ultimate team that you keep thinking they're dead. You keep thinking there's no way they're going to put together another top 5 team at losing dang, there's no way they're going to be back. And then all of a sudden you look up, it's like, oh, they're the number 1 team in the state. So that's one of the teams. Then you have Devil's Lake, who, they have a phenomenal run of athletes, and people can make the observation of, well, when this run of athletes get through, they'll be back down to normal. Some maybe not. We all know that's a really good program out there. Grafton, a team that has been very, very, very consistent on the boys' side of basketball things for these past few years. Thompson, always a tough out. And it's just you kind of get to that region where there's no easy games, and Region 1's kind of become that a little bit, to where there's not many days off. I think it's a very top-heavy region, and that's not even including Hillsborough Central Valley, who's also in that region as well. That's just a really tough region for basketball. So you're going to likely get a team that's either top 5 or borderline top 5 coming into the play-in round. That's kind of what Wahpeton has been facing a little bit, is that they've been a good team that if they were, 100 miles out west would probably have a couple of state tournament appearances to their name. It might even have a couple of top 4 finishes. The problem is they've just always been saturated with, just absolute monsters on either side of them. And that's just kind of where the feeling goes for Wahpeton is they have talent. They're good. But when are they going to get over that hump? And I still think it's a really good team, 13-5. I still think they can give a lot of teams problems. But it's going to come down to, can they get over the hump? And that's really what you're looking at for Wahpeton. For Valley City, it is what it is. You're 3-14 right now. You've had if you had bad luck, you'd have no luck at all. If it wasn't for bad luck, I should say, you'd have no luck at all. You've lost a couple games to Lisbon where you've been at the foul stripe with a chance to take the lead with 10 or fewer seconds, and you went 0 for 5 on those foul shots. So it's, you in all theory should have a couple of wins in the region, or at least one, but you don't have any of those wins. And what's awaiting you, if you're Valley City, what you are hoping awaits you is a rematch with Oak Grove. That's what you're hoping for. Like, if you're Valley City, you're locked into the 8 line, essentially, because you, of course, with the amount of teams that you have in this region, which is 7, means that you can only play 6 of them, right? You can't play yourself. So you only get 12 games. Right now you're sitting at 0-10. Well, what about Lisbon? They only have 2 wins. Well, they got the both wins against you. That's head-to-head tiebreaker. And Northern Cass has 3 wins. They also have head-to-head tiebreaker over you. So you're locked in right now to the 8 line. And that means if you're looking at the perspective of who do you want? Well, do you want Kindred, who's got Brooks Baco, that it just became very apparent when you played them at Kindred that you couldn't stop them? Or do you want Wahpeton, a team that has had your number for the last 3 years and has a just system that you haven't been able to crack? Or do you want Oak Grove, the team that, if there's a team that can be at the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, and a team that you can beat from last year, and again, all you can hope for Valley City is they just find a way to get to day 2 of the Region 1 tournament, because getting to day 2 of the Region 1 tournament means you're guaranteed to get to day 3 of the Region 1 tournament. So if you're looking at it for Valley City, you're just hoping that it's going to break your way, and that Oak Grove, gets, I don't know if the proper term would be overseeded, but you get maybe a more preferable matchup with a team like the Grovers. Now, the Grovers have beaten you twice. That isn't me taking a shot at Oak Grove, but if you're going to ask honestly, like, we're going to go up here and play the honesty game. Like, do you want to play Brooks Baco, who you can't stop? Do you want to play Wahpeton, who has a system that you haven't been able to stop in the last, call it 6 or 7 times you played them? Or do you want to play an Oak Grove team, a team that you can beat from last year, they beat you twice, but again, they didn't beat you as bad as Wahpeton and Kindred have. So it just kind of comes down to beggars can't be choosers. Sometimes you can only pick, which sword is going to be the dullest. And right now you're trying to pick, and right now you're hoping that you draw the sword that has the potential to be the dullest. But like I said, there is no easy games here in Region 1. When we come back, we'll take a look around our scoreboards today for some potential matchups back here in a little bit here on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
Why choose professional eye care centers? 4 great reasons are Dr. Bone, Dr. Freilich, Dr. Jangela, and now introducing Dr. Jordan Thomas, 4 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and more. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers. Clearly the best.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Laco Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938 for an investment professional. And tax and accounting professionals with Jim Laco and team at 701-845-1660 for a tax professional. Security is offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA SIPC. Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in the work and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on 3 major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their customer service. Call Grotberg Electric today at 845-3010 or visit them online, grotbergelectric.com.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We offer a great selection of gifts and toys, as well as yarns, fabrics, sewing, and crafting. We are here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. For all your pharmaceutical needs, give us a call, 845-5280.
Health Mart, taking time to listen and care. At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
We're back here, everyone, here from the Highline Activity Center here on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC. And we're back here for our Sanford L pregame show, here for all, here for good. Let's take a look at the scoreboard today. Some of the games that are going to be going on. Of course, number 4, Wahpeton taking on Valley City. Grafton going to be heading over to the Minnesota side of things, take on Kitsing County Central. Shiloh takes on Hazen. Both those teams are receiving votes. Over in the Region 1 side of things, we got Lisbon taking on Northern Cass, and Oak Grove heading over to Mayville to take on the Mayport CG Patriots. Carrington heads over to Medina, Pingree, Buchanan, and East Grand Forks will head over to Thompson. So those are the games today over on Class A. Let's see, Central McLean, top team in Class B, taking on TGU's. Number 2, our Redeemers, goes to Wilton Wing. Midway Minto goes to North Porter. Happy to see the Midway Minto Mustangs bouncing back. Always a really nice people out there in Minto. Got to spend some time out there when I was working up in Grafton. And the Oaks Tornadoes receiving votes. They are heading into Lemoore to take on the Lobos of Lemoore, Litchville, Marion. And we'll boot up the scores over on... Let's see if we got any scores to talk about here on the girls side of things. I'm pretty sure all the girls tournaments have wrapped up, and they have. So just the boys will be playing regular season games the rest of the way. Now we going through the rest here of our region standings. Already went through Region 1. Let's talk about Region 2. Four Winds Minnewacan has locked up the top spot in Region 1 with a 12-0 record. Grafton sitting at 9-2. 13-4 overall. Thompson 6-5, Hillsboro 5-4, Devils Lake 6-6. That's going to be a team that is the definition of being underseeded. They had some issues they had to work through with a couple of players, so they're going to be at full strength and ready to go. But you never know how long it takes to get back and get in stride. Certainly a lot of talent on that team, and that's going to be a team that I think there's a lot of teams. If your Four Winds Minnewacan or your Central Cass, what you're really hoping is Devils Lake doesn't go on to make it, because their record's going to fool a lot of coaches into thinking that, like, oh, that team should be automatically seeded 2 or it should be automatically seeded 8 or 7 in the state tournament. That's still a very talented team. We need to take a gander here over at some of the standings over in Region 3. Dunseth, 8-0 record for Dunseth. That's impressive for them. Turtle Mountain at 8-2. Botno 8-2. Rugby 4-4. Daylox Burlington 3-6. Ned Rose 2-6. SPM 2-7 and Stanley 0-8. For Region 4, Beulah 11-0. One of my favorite players to watch in Class A basketball. Braden Gerardo, just sniper from the outside. I mean, Valley City people know how good he is. I think he might have set the record for points in a quarter when he was here. I remember Valley City looked like they were going to beat Beulah, who was a team that was pretty locked into that kind of state tournament the last couple of years. They've been hovering right around the top 5. I think he went off for like 24 some odd points in the fourth quarter last time he was here. So one of my favorite players to watch over there. Shiloh Christian, of course, always going to be good. Never takes them long to rebuild with the resources and funds they have available to them. Hazen sitting at 8-4. Dickinson Trinity at 7-4. Killdeer 5-8. Watford City 3-8. Newtown 1-9. And Standing Rock 0-11 in Region 4 play. Well, we get down to a minute to go, and this will be our third to last home game of the year for the Valley City Highliners. It's going to be Mike and Matson, Finn Doctor. Looks like also Grayson starting lineup going to be Colin Thompson, Andrew Zakora and Jack Dieterle. Colin Thompson and Xander Thompson will likely be coming off the bench for Valley City. For the Huskies, Trayton King, Aiden Donchez, Braden Steffens, Jack Gilbertson, and Alex Cummings, the starting 5 the last time these two teams met up. Talking about some of my favorite players to watch, Braden Steffens is that player. He was always the type of kid. He was like 5'9", 5'10" on a good day, and you're kind of just going like, man, if you could sprinkle the grow 3 inches over the summer wand on him, and he would have so many more offers than what he has. I think he's only got 1 offer to play basketball and 1 offer to play football. And I'm telling you right now, that's a crying shame. And it's people, I don't think, realizing he grew 3 inches, because he can absolutely dominate the game from the point guard position. Definition of a 3-level scorer, can play good defense, just real point guard in Braden Steffens. But don't forget about Jack Gilbertson. He dominated the first quarter against Valley City last time these two met up. So we'll be back here in a little bit when it's time for the opening tip. Valley City and Wahpeton coming up here on KOVC and KOVC Live right after this quick break.
Lever's Foods, best quality, best price. Lever's Foods, best service, they're nice. Lever's Foods, they make everything.
Check out these midwinter savings at Lever's. All this week, save on Tombstone pizzas, 2 for $7.98. Progresso soup, 4 for $8. Our family salad dressing, $1.79 each. Idaho russet, yellow, or red potatoes, 5-pound bag, 2 for just $4. And boneless pork sirloin roaster chops, just $2.29 a pound. Delivery is available by calling 845-1732. Lever's Foods, Valley City.
Sanford Health of Valley City is dedicated to transforming your healthcare experience and providing access to world-class healthcare right here in America's heartland. We're committed to improving the human condition at every stage of life through exceptional care, spiritual enhancement, innovation, and discovery. Schedule your appointment today at Sanford Health of Valley City by calling 701-845-6000 or self-schedule online at mysanfordchart.org. Sanford Health, here for all, here for good.
When you're craving the taste of juicy, flavorful, locally sourced beef and pork, look no further than your locally owned Valley Meat Supply. At Valley Meat Supply, we take pride in bringing you the finest cuts of beef and pork straight from local producers. So whether you're planning a mouth-watering barbecue or a cozy family meal, choose Valley Meat Supply for the highest quality, locally grown beef, pork, and award-winning jerky, sticks, and sausage. Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City. Your taste buds will thank you.
Rambo, a proud sponsor and fan of Viking and Highliner Athletics, has been serving North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota with quality logoed apparel and promotional products since 1979. With online store options built to meet the needs of your company, organization, or team, Rambo will ensure that the process of ordering is easy and accurate and that your items are received on time. When you're ready to put your logo to work, give Matt a call at 701-680-9585. Rambo, we're in the business of making you look good.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Laco Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938 for an investment professional. And tax and accounting professionals with Jim Laco and team at 701-845-1660 for a tax professional. Security is offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA SIPC.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We offer a great selection of gifts and toys, as well as yarns, fabrics, sewing, and crafting. We are here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. For all your pharmaceutical needs, give us a call, 845-5280.
Health Mart, taking time to listen and care.
Why choose professional eye care centers? 4 great reasons are Dr. Bone, Dr. Freilich, Dr. Jangoa, and now introducing Dr. Jordan Thomas, 4 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and more. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in the work and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on 3 major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their customer service. Call Grotberg Electric today at 845-3010 or visit them online, grotbergelectric.com.
And we are back, everyone, for our opening tip between the Highliners and the Wahpeton Huskies. Coming out the start for Valley City, it is going to be Andrew Sikora, followed up by Xander Compson and Colin Compson off the bench as well, followed up by Jack Dieterle and Mike Matson. So Valley City is a team that they've been going through it this year. Nothing, again, like I said, if they didn't have bad luck, they wouldn't have any luck at all. They've lost a couple of games here to where just the Lisbon, where you had a chance to win the game at the stripe and you go 0 for at the line. So it's just kind of one of those situations. You got Finn Doctor, Xander Compson, Colin Compson, Jack Dieterle, along with Andrew Sikora, so no Mike Matson in the starting lineup today for Valley City, again still dealing with some lingering effects with that illness. So the ball's in the air and we are underway. Valley City takes the opening tip. So the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard gets put to work. Dieterle inside, has a shot blocked from behind, and now Wahpeton running down the other way with Steffens. Steffens cruises through and puts it up and in for 2 points. And it took Steffens a while the last time these two teams played to get going. It turned into a bit of a duel between him and Mike Matson, but kind of had more support with the likes of Jack Gilbertson that helped Wahpeton pull away there at the end. But kind of a disappointment that I know you don't get the matchup that you were hoping for, but Steffens still a very good player, even when he maybe doesn't have a great rival to go up against. Now Wahpeton gets another steal. In transition they go. Steffens kicks this one out to Gilbertson. Gilbertson, nice pass inside, and that's just Wahpeton basketball to a T, as they will turn down wide open shots to set up shots right at the rim. And Alex Cummings, a player that last year for them was a nice depth piece and has had to move into the starting lineup with Landon Ralph's injury. Just a phenomenal depth piece for them, and he's become a very quality starter now as well. He goes inside, doesn't get the shot. Dieterle on a fall away off an offensive rebound, can't get it to drop. So about a minute 15 gone in the first quarter. 4-0 lead for Wahpeton on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. Trayton King trying to back his way down, but he'll give it back here to Steffens. King, a 6'3" sophomore. Gilbertson trying to drive down baseline. Up and under he goes. Can't get it to drop, but they are going to award him 2 shots for his troubles. See who they get that foul on. They are going to say it's on Finn Doctor. So Doctor with his first foul of the day. So this will send King to the line Gilbertson to the line, and he banks that one in. And it's always how you want to start a game. Is a minute 30, you have no points, and they're banking in foul shots from the backboard. Next one up and in, so it's a 2-for-2 start for the Huskies at the stripe. Now Valley City trails 6-0. So again, Mike and Matson out of the starting lineup with a bit of a illness. Then Doctor back with the ball, rotates it over to Colin Thompson. Colin swarmed from behind, needs to find somewhere to go. Gives it out over to Xander. Xander pops a pass inside to Dieterle. Dieterle mugged on the way up, and he'll get 2 shots. That's going to have to be the philosophy for Valley City is use your guards to try to set up easy looks for Dieterle. Wahpeton knows that without Mikan in the lineup, they're going to say that was not on the shot by Dieterle. Interesting decision there. Looked like he was on his way up to shoot, but alas, they're going to just give the ball on an inbounds. Now Dieterle quickly goes to work, but can't finish inside. Good aggressiveness by the big man. Just could not get that shot to drop. Now Wahpeton back down the other way, and they'll get 2 points. So we're inside 6 minutes to go, and it's an 8-0 lead for the Wahpeton Huskies. And that pass will go out of bounds, stopping clock here at 5:50. So Valley City got pressed just a little bit and threw an errant pass behind the intended target. And Valley City will take their 30-second timeout back here after the break here on KOVC.
Sanford Health of Valley City is dedicated to transforming your healthcare experience and providing access to world-class healthcare right here in America's heartland. We're committed to improving the human condition at every stage of life through exceptional care, spiritual enhancement, innovation, and discovery. Schedule your appointment today at Sanford Health of Valley City by calling 701-845-6000 or self-schedule online at mysanfordchart.org. Sanford Health, here for all, here for good.
5:50 left to go here in the first quarter. 8-0 lead for the Wahpeton Huskies on our LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. Steffen set to inbound the ball. Same starting 5 out there for the Huskies. So Steffen gives it up and then quickly gets it back off the inbounds. And now he'll move here to the wing and kick it over. Out to the outside, but we'll get it back up top over to Gilbertson. Gilbertson, quick move, tries to go inside, but has to kick it back out to Bunches. Bunches, little lean back hook shot, no good. Dieterle pulls down the board over the top of Cummings. Xander Thompson with the ball will spin free now, trying to size his man up, has nowhere to go with it. Now there's a back pass over to Colin. Colin able to go down low to get it, but has to rifle it back to Xander. Xander driving down the baseline, pass it over to Andrew Sikora, and that pass to Doctor gets broken up. Ball poked away, and it'll be out of bounds and awarded to the Huskies. See, this is a lineup that you're going to see a lot for Valley City. Finn Doctor, Xander Thompson, Andrew Sikora, all coming back next year. So if Valley City wants to be able to try to build something off for next year, those 3 are going to have to learn how to run some offense without the help of Mike and Matson. And also probably without the help of Dieterle. Dieterle also a senior. Gilbertson drives inside, gets a good look at a floater and gets it to drop. And I think the emergence of Jack Gilbertson has really been what separated Wahpeton, last year. I think last year more of the scoring fell on Steffens. Gilbertson's helped take some pressure off from that area. Valley City will finally get a crack here at the stripe. Sikora, I believe, drives baseline. Going to get fouled. He'll get 2 shots, and that'll be on Cummings. That'll be his first. So Valley City trying to get on the scoreboard here at the 4:38 mark. Foul shot is up and in, so Valley City finally breaks up the goose egg. Coming in will now be Cooper Coolmo. Coolmo, a 6-foot guard, sophomore. Sikora bounces the ball a couple times at his feet. Will put it up and in, so a 2-for-2 trip. And Valley City now trails by 8. Gilbertson with the ball on the wing. Valley City looks like they're shifting here to a 2-3 zone look. They'll try to bait Wahpeton into shooting. Question is Wahpeton going to try to still cycle the ball inside? They're going to give it out over to Gilbertson. Not a lot of interior pressure created. Now they go outside to Coolmo. Over to Steffens. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Over now to Gilbertson. He'll fire up a wing three. Can't get to go. Long rebound controlled here by Thompson, who manages to get it to Dieterle. Now back over to Xander. Xander brings the ball across the timeline here. 28 seconds to work with. Then Doctor throws a late pass. Manages to get over to Colin. High pass now to Sikora on the inside. Little handoff. Inside they go. Xander Thompson spins wildly. Can't get it to go. Try to draw a foul. Did not get the call. Now back down the other ends comes Braden Steffens. Gets fouled on the way up. He'll get 2 shots. Braden Steffens, again, 3-level scorer. Can score from behind the arc and score at the rim. His probably preferred shot is that free throw line jump shot. Foul shot is going to be up and in. Braden Steffens, what makes his game so hard to stop is that everything looks like it's a shoot-around to him. And what I mean by that is that when he's in rhythm, he's shooting like there's no defender out there, and the defender could be right in his face. He goes 2 for 2 at the stripe, and he'll make it a 10-point lead once more for the Huskies. And that's what great players do, is that they can operate with 5 other guys out there on the floor, and they act like they don't see them. Steffens gets a steal down the other way. Floater no good. Gilbertson gets the rebound, and he'll follow it up with the putback. Wahpeton now leads 14-2. Doctor using a screen by Dieterle to try to create some space. Now behind the back he goes to reset things over to Jack. Now over to Xander. He'll launch up a quick 3. That'll be short. Long rebound able to be controlled by Colin. Colin will throw it to Sikora. Down the baseline he goes. He loses it out of bounds, and the ball will belong back here to the Huskies. That's the thing that Valley City's going to have to learn, is that without Mike and Madsen on the floor, there's that less gravity on the floor. Miken's got his own orbit out there. He's going to draw double teams. He's going to draw a tight defense, which helps you set up things inside. But when you lack that type of player, it allows Wahpeton to stay in a bit more of a base defense. Now the Huskies trying to back their way inside here with Garnet Anderson. He'll pass it back outside to Steffens. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Gilbertson. Gilbertson looks up, sees it's at 7. He's not really moving and fires a pass that was intended for Coolmo. Coolmo, though, did not expect the ball to come to him, and he ducked out of the way. So Valley City going the other way here. Finn Doctor with the ball in the corner. Down the baseline he goes. Faces up, hard tumble, and he'll go to the stripe here for 2. It's always the best type of pass to get. You're just running around, and then all of a sudden you see your teammate launch a fastball at your head. It's like, why are you passing to me? It's like you had 30 seconds to work out who to give this ball to. Don't throw it at me because you didn't figure it out. Doctor able to knock it down, so all 3 points today for Valley City are at the stripe. Couple substitutions come back in here. Aiden Bunches and Trayton King back into the game to replace Coolmo and Alex Cummings. Foul shot up there for Doctor, but that one will rattle out. So an 11-point advantage here for the Huskies. Anderson hands the ball off inside. King gets fouled on the way up, and he'll get 2 shots. Valley City led by Jim McDaniel and Wahpeton led by Jeff Ralph. Ralph's been coaching Wahpeton so long that usually you get like year whatever that they've been coaching. For Ralph, it's just an infinity sign. King will rattle that one home. They get a 15-3 lead for the Huskies. Ralph, one of the, I think, more revered coaches in Class A. I don't think many people got a bad word to say about him. And I think Steffens going to get popped for an over-the-back foul here. That foul shot from King rattled out. Going to say Steffens a bit too anxious to get to that rebound. So 15-3, the Huskies lead. Doctor using a screen to try to weave his way through traffic. Might have a slit to work with here, and he'll get fouled going down the other end. And good job by Doctor to stay aggressive and just did a good job getting the initial screen to get through the first wave, and then kind of just had bodies in front of him and just kind of rolled his shoulders, got inside, fouled on the way up. And that's really what you want to see from Doctor, is just that keep staying aggressive. And I mean, he's going to be the go-to scorer next year for this team. He just is. And when he was in junior varsity a couple years ago, he was a great scorer at the junior varsity level. He's got to kind of be able to put the success he had at junior varsity, though, together with success he can have at varsity. Steffens gets the ball here for Wahpeton as we get inside 2 minutes to go. 15-5 lead for the Huskies. Steffens backs this one out to Gilbertson. Gilbertson got cut off trying to drive inside. Back here to Steffens, back to Gilbertson. In the corner now, drives on the baseline. A little bump, and I think we're going to get a traveling call. And well, Gilbertson a little shaken up on the play. He ran into Jack Dieterle, and Dieterle just held his ground. Not a blocking foul or Dieterle trying to rough up Gilbertson, just held his ground. Gilbertson ran into him and just kind of a little gimpy getting up. Might have hyperextended something, hoping that he's okay. Now here comes Valley City back down the floor with about 1:40 to go. Now over here to Finn Doctor. Doctor going to throw up a mid-range two, can't get to go. Sikora with the rebound, spins but can't finish inside. Dieterle with the board, he can't finish. And now we have a foul underneath. And I'll stop the clock at 1:28. So the shot clock will reset here to 35, and they are going to call it on the shot this time. So Dieterle had one foul that he drew that looked like that it was going to be shooting fouls, and it wasn't. That one didn't look like it was going to be a shooting foul, but it is a shooting foul. First shot for Jack is a low line drive, but creeps it over the front of the net, and it's now 15-6. And all the points for Valley City at the foul stripe today. So Dieterle will spin and put it up, and it's in. So a 2-for-2 trip for Jack Dieterle, and that was also the 5th foul on Wahpeton, so that might explain why it was 2 shots. Valley City going to force a turnover here, running down the other way with Andrew Sikora trying to outrun the defense, and he will. So Andrew Sikora gets Valley City's first field goal of the day, and Highliners will cut it down to a 6-point ball game. So Valley City could very well end up trying to steal this quarter away after what's been a commanding start by Wahpeton. Bonches, though, will delay any of that talk with a bomb from the outside and reestablish a 9-point lead. Xander Compson goes between the legs and now spins. Will fire a pass over to Finn Doctor. Doctor over to Sikora, inside to Dieterle. Dieterle faces up and gets it to drop. So good-looking offense there for Valley City, as they might have left themselves enough time to run a 2-for-1, depending on how fast Wahpeton works here. Steffens pumped a 3 in the corner. Now we'll give it back over to Bonches. Now he'll take a 3. Can't get that one to go. Dieterle can't secure the rebound. It'll be out of bounds and in favor of the Huskies. So this will be Cummings coming into the game, and is Jeff Ralph going to call a timeout? And no, he's just going to get up off the bench. And the Huskies can hold for the final shot here with the shot clock turned off. Steffens with the ball. Steffens now sizing things up, kicks this one over on the wing. Now back up top to Braden Steffens. Steffens guarded by Finn Doctor. Back over here to Anderson, now back to Steffens. Wahpeton killing some time here, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Anderson, though, didn't commit a travel. Instead, it's a 3-second call on the Huskies, so about 4.7 seconds here. Time for Valley City to get a shot off. And Xander lost the handle on it, chucks it up from half court, and it's off to the side. Well, at least he got the shot off, but ultimately Wahpeton will take an 18-11 lead into our first intermission back after the break here on KOVC.
At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
Leave us food best quality, best price. Leva's Foods, best service, they're nice. Leva's Foods, they make everything.
Check out these midwinter savings at Lever's. All this week, save on Tombstone pizzas, 2 for $7.98. Progresso soup, 4 for $8. Our family salad dressing, $1.79 each. Idaho russet, yellow, or red potatoes, 5-pound bag, 2 for just $4. And boneless pork sirloin roaster chops, just $2.29 a pound. Deliveries available by calling 845-1732. Lever's Foods, Valley City.
And we're back here over at the Highliner Activity Center, getting set to start our second quarter of play. Valley City trails the Huskies by a score of 18-11 on our LaRue Lockhell Financial scoreboard. Valley City got 7 of their 11 points at the stripe in that quarter. Wahpeton's been a bit more active in terms of racking up the field goals, but haven't entirely put Valley City away yet. It's kind of what Valley City has to do, is just keep this game in striking range long enough for maybe you be able to put together just a run at the right time and try to find a way to just wear Wahpeton down. But Wahpeton's certainly a team that can win in a variety of ways. Gilbertson with a fadeaway jump shot gets it to drop him. Jack Gilbertson is just – he was a good player last year. He really was. He's gone from good to great, and I think that is a – element where Wahpeton could really see an improvement at is the depth of their scoring. Highliners get a good look in tight with Xander Comps, but just leaves it a bit too shallow under the basket, and it'll be going the other way here for the Huskies. Cummings with the ball, back to Gilbertson, now to Steffens, straight on 3, knocks it down. So Braden Steffens, just like that, makes it a 12-point lead. The Huskies start out this quarter on a 5-0 run. And Doctor trying to wrap a pass down the baseline here to Andrew Sikora. Too much sauce on it, will go wayward, and Huskies will get the ball back. Last year, Wahpeton, I would say 2 years, have been a team that I don't want to say were not a fun to watch because they play their own kind of unique style and they run it well. It's not a team that's going to kind of hack and slash their way. But they were definitely a team that preferred low-scoring games, and the lower scoring it stayed, the better chance they had of winning. Now with Gilbertson and Steffens both scoring like they can, it opens up their offense a little bit more. Steffens can't get the shot to drop. Gilbertson gets the rebound, and the dynamic duo comes through again, and that's 2 more points for the Huskies, and that'll make it 25-11. 6:20 to go here in the second quarter. Now Xander Compson throws up a floater in traffic and gets it to drop. Compson going to be an important piece for Valley City next year. You like what he can bring in terms of being a hustle guy, in terms of the length he can provide on defense. Has to be able to establish a bit more of an outside attack on the jump shot to try to help space the defense out. This will be over to Gilbertson. Drives on the wing, faces up, teardrop shot, gets it to go again. Yeah, with Gilbertson and Steffens both being able to handle the scoring, that's when I think that you're really going to see Wahpeton have the ability to win in more ways than they did before. Now they force a steal. Steffens wraps a pass to the man running down the floor. And Ryan Flack will get a bucket off the bench. So Wahpeton turning Valley City mistakes into instant offense. And, well, the Huskies certainly are looking every bit a part of a top 5 team in Class A. So Valley City finds themselves trailing 29-13 on our LaRue Lockhell Financial scoreboard as the attack of Gilbertson and Steffens leads the charge. Back here after the break on KOVC.
When you're craving the taste of juicy, flavorful, locally sourced beef and pork, look no further than your locally owned Valley Meat Supply. At Valley Meat Supply, we take pride in bringing you the finest cuts of beef and pork straight from local producers. So whether you're planning a mouth-watering barbecue or a cozy family meal, choose Valley Meat Supply for the highest quality, locally grown beef, pork, and award-winning jerky, sticks, and sausage. Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City. Your taste buds will thank you.
29-13 the lead for the Huskies. And going back to what I was saying about Wahpeton is that the last couple of years they've been a team that I would say preferred more low-scoring games. They were a team that would just grind on you. And Braden Steffens could score. They had another one of the, I think it was Aiden King last year, was probably their secondary scorer. Shooter by, I think he wore number 13. He escapes my mind right now, but They had weapons. It's not like they were scoring adverse, but, again, they were a team that just kind of preferred to play lower-scoring games. But now with Gilbertson and Steffens both being able to lead the charge, and they can seemingly get 4 to 5 points a night from almost everybody else on their roster, it makes a team that is much more dangerous to score. Ooh, the Huskies saw they had a steal going the other way with Cooper Kulmo as he ripped the ball from Jack Dieterle, but I'll say a little too much accosting of the arm. So this will be inbounded here to Doctor as we're back underway over now on the wing. So it'll go here from Compson to Compson. Xander with the ball. Now floats in the corner here to Finn Doctor, dealing with the pressure of a zone trap. Now back over here to Colin or Xander for a three. Xander can't get it to go, and that'll bounce off the top of the backboard and out of play. The thing with Wahpeton is I think the one thing that's kind of held them back is not a lack of talent. I think they've always had talent, but it's kind of always been size. Kindred was a team that just Wahpeton never really matched up well with. Like, you had a guy in Brooks Baco that was 6'6" and played guard, and Wahpeton didn't have a single player on their team that was like taller than 6'3". Valley City able to force a miss, now going the other way with Finn Doctor. Now over to Andrew Sikora on the wing. Oh, good spin move again inside. Cummings gets the block, but it'll get whistled for the foul. Wahpeton's a team that's always kind of lacked the true center, the true forward. They just kind of always had kids that were 6'3" and that couldn't really shoot well from the outside, so they just put them down low. Thing is, Wahpeton's always been athletic. They're never really out of position. Foul shot is going to be up and in, so Sikora, a couple trips to the line to his name, and he's got 3 points. 29-14. But against a team like Kindred from a couple years ago, I mean, you just had ridiculous size across the board, including someone like Carson Ossie, who was 6'9" and could shoot from the outside. 2-for-2 trip for Sikora, and that'll make it a 14-point ball game. Now we're to Kulmo, back around the horn here to Gilbertson, or now to Bunches. Wahpeton trying to set up the interior using the exterior. Valley City doing a good job denying entry so far. Sanchez, a little head fake. Now get over to Gilbertson. Gilbertson tried to go inside, lost the ball on the way in. Dieterle going to pick it up, and now the Highliners rolling the other way. Colin Thompson with the ball, throws it to Xander. Xander trying to cut his way inside, gets cut off. Now spins, tries to go up, loses the ball. Now it's a one-on-one race with Gilbertson and Doctor. He hangs in the air, gets at the drop. Jen McDaniel's in disbelief. He can't believe there was a foul called. It's going to be an and-one situation, and they're going to say that Doctor went across the arm on that one. Referee, of course, very close to the play, much closer than I am. I didn't see a whole lot on that one, but enough to warrant a foul. And this foul shot is up and off to the side, so no good. 16-point lead for the Huskies. Highliners doing a good job hanging tough here without Mikan, but it's moments like that where you really kind of grit your teeth a little bit. Colin Thompson got himself kind of wedged too close to the side and tried to throw a pass to Sikora, but Sikora was zigging when Thompson thought he was zagging, and that'll be an out-of-bounds pass, and the Huskies going the other way. The Huskies just, they move the ball so well. Is that the most dangerous player on the floor for the Huskies is sometimes not the guy with the ball, it's the guy without it. They're really good off ball, and Valley City able to get a block with Dieterle on the inside. Cuomo trying to challenge the center and got it sent back. Now got a foul call on the inside. They're going to say and one here for Xander Thompson. Drove inside, drew the foul. I don't know, looked like it was a bit of a necktie going inside, and Thompson managed to finish through traffic. Again, you like what you have with Xander Thompson. Kind of a linkier 6'2", 6'3" guard. Just a jump shot, and it's just a little inconsistent, but you got all year to work on that. But you can see how he can be a useful player next season. Steffens with the ball, kick here over to Kulmo. Now back to Gilbertson, over to King. King throws a high pass, it goes wayward. Doctor gets to the ball, he's got Gilbertson in front of him, tries to go right at him, doesn't finish. Sikora with the offensive rebound, hit from behind, and he'll finish and one. So Valley City off the back of a couple of nice cuts inside have been able to chip into the lead a little bit here. Sikora's been good at the foul stripe today. Down low, put that one up, and it's off the back rim, but Valley City gets the rebound, and they throw it away, and Doctor will go over the timeline to get to it. And we had those moments last time, I would say, against Lisbon, where every time Valley City looked like they were on the precipice of making a run happen, it just something would go wrong, or the pass would not be in the right spot, and possible momentum-building play goes down the drain. King in the corner knocks it down, and what also helps momentum like that go down the corner is when Wahpeton immediately takes it down and within feels like 10 seconds gets 3 on you. They're a good team. Like I said, the most dangerous player for Wahpeton is not the guy with the ball. It's the one without it. Doctor goes inside, draws a foul, and that is going to be on the deck. The way Wahpeton plays basketball reminds me how old Soviet hockey teams used to play hockey, in that the reason why the Soviet hockey team was so good, by the way, that's 5 fouls on Wahpeton, so they are in the bonus, Valley City is, so 2 shots here for Finn Doctor. Doctor going to bounce the ball at the stripe, put it up, and get it to go in. So Valley City gets this to 20. Now Doctor going to bounce this one at the stripe one time, put it up, and it's a 2-for-2 trip. Valley City makes it a 13-point game. Substitutions coming in here for the Huskies. I think that's Austin Finsky. Or, no, excuse me, that's going to be Carter Oswald. I'll have to say, if that was Finsky, he was lying about his height on the roster, because that's not 6'2". So Gilbertson with the ball going inside. He gets room, puts up a mid-range 2, no good. Compson gets the ball but has it taken away. He lost his balance on the inside. Valley City wanted a foul. They don't get it. Compson able to shrug it off. Again, Valley City virtually playing with no bench today without Samuelson or Mike and Matson available to them. And it looks like they will make their first substitution, though, and Aiden Stanton-Ring. I love it when coaches can hear me all the way up here. Thompson with the shot, no good. Rebound here by King. Now gives it off to Gilbertson. Gilbertson kicks it to Steffens. Steffens goes inside, looking to pass out, calling for some cutting, and they'll give it over to King. Back around the horn they go. Over now to Anderson. Anderson being held up by Compson as this will get rotated back around. 1.5 minutes to go. 15 on the shot clock. Back to the outside. Wahpeton pumps on a 3. Good passing. Anderson inside. Misses a bunny. Valley City will catch a deflected rebound into the hands of Finn Doctor. That's an example of what I'm talking about, where Anderson is not handling the ball at all, but he's the one that gets the just beautifully set up shot. Doesn't get to go, but that's perfect play design up there by Wahpeton to generate a shot for a backup big man that's not big, and he's not going to back down Dieterle, but they got him in space and probably got him in a spot where they should have got 2 shots. Sikora stays aggressive, goes inside, and it draws another foul. So Andrew Sikora done a good job being aggressive in this one. So Sikora going to the stripe here again. But going back to what I was saying about Wahpeton's style reminds me of the old Soviet system of hockey. What made the Soviets so good was that everybody kind of worked as a unit in the Soviet system, whereas Canadian hockey was more dump and chase, relying on the individual with the puck to dictate how everything goes. Soviet system was very much like you had 4 guys supporting 1 rather than 1 guy supporting 4. And that's what you got with Wahpeton right now, is just this system where everybody works off ball to make life easier for the guy on ball. So Wahpeton now gets the ball off the miss, trying to go inside and knocked away. So the Valley City defense has not been bad in this one. Generated some turnovers. Now it's just all about, can they close out this end of the quarter well as we get down to about 32 seconds to go. Dieterle trying to spin his way inside, finishes, and 1. So Jack Dieterle through the harm, gets to the drop, and they're hanging tough. Like, that's the whole thing. They're hanging tough, and without Mike and Matz, we saw what happened against Central Cass. So without Mike, and they've done a good job of hanging tough, just have not really been able to do enough, though, to really put too much pressure on Wahpeton. Dieterle misses the foul shot, and down to 20 seconds we go as Wahpeton crosses the timeline. Anderson, a little mid-range shot, can't get it to go. Ball gets deflected out of bounds, and belong back to Valley City with about 13 seconds to go. Interested how much pressure Wahpeton puts on the Highliners here. Thompson gives it over to Stanton Ring. Now trying to sliver down the sideline, throws a pass to Dieterle. Now back to Finn Doctor. Doctor, good momentum going inside, got cut off. Hands it out to Stanton Ring. Fall away, jump shot at the horn, leaves it short. Dieterle caught and shot the ball from the free throw line off the window. No good. It was good, but it was well after the buzzer had gone. But not a bad design there by Valley City. Not a bad look for Stanton Ring. Just had about a second and a half more on the clock. Dieterle probably makes it a 10-point game, but ultimately, you haven't gotten run out of the gym in either of the quarters so far, but Wahpeton, they're just consistent. You know, it felt like that you were in the quarter, but they still scored 18 points, and you got 13. So Wahpeton's just kind of doing that old strategy of just win a bunch of quarters smallly and win the overall bigly. And that's what they've done so far. 36-24. We'll be back here in a little bit with our halftime show here on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
Why choose professional eye care centers? 4 great reasons are Dr. Bone, Dr. Freilich, Dr. Jangoa, and now introducing Dr. Jordan Thomas, 4 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and more. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Laco Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938 for an investment professional. And tax and accounting professionals with Jim Laco and team at 701-845-1660 for a tax professional. Security is offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA SIPC. Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in the work and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on 3 major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their customer service. Call Grotberg Electric today at 845-3010 or visit them online, grotbergelectric.com.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We offer a great selection of gifts and toys, as well as yarns, fabrics, sewing, and crafting. We are here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. For all your pharmaceutical needs, give us a call, 845-5280.
Health Mart, taking time to listen and care. At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
Lever's Foods, best quality, best price. Lever's Foods, best service, they're nice. Lever's Foods, they make everything.
Check out these midwinter savings at Lever's. All this week, save on Tombstone pizzas, 2 for $7.98. Progresso soup, 4 for $8. Our family salad dressing, $1.79 each. Idaho russet, yellow, or red potatoes, 5-pound bag, 2 for just $4. And boneless pork sirloin roaster chops, just $2.29 a pound. Delivery is available by calling 845-1732. Lever's Foods, Valley City.
And we're back here at the Highliner Activity Center as we get set to begin our halftime show. It's a 36-24 lead for the Wahpeton Huskies. They've scored a couple of Wahpeton's put together a couple of 18-point quarters. Take the 36-24 lead. Valley City 11 points in the first, 13 in the second. And what this game has kind of transpired in, I would say you can take positives out of this performance against Valley City without Jack Samuelson or Mike and Matson, so they're virtually playing no bench. But, I mean, they're hanging in there. And again, I'm not Mr., moral victory participation trophy guy. I'm not. But when you're staring at the season you're staring at right now, which is 3-14, and you haven't won in over a month, sometimes you just take what you can get. And right now you're just kind of taking what you're getting with Valley City, and that's you're down your leading scorer and perhaps one of your more versatile defenders in Samuelson, and you haven't been run out of the gymnasium in either of these quarters yet. Now, Wahpeton still has the third quarter to go, and that third quarter has been the probably bugaboo quarter for Valley City this year, where competitive games have gotten away from them and victories have slipped through their fingers because of poor third quarter performances. But, you know, what I've liked about this Valley City team that I've seen is that Central Cass, that game, I just probably, there's no way to sugarcoat it. That's as bad as I've seen them look. And, again, you can say, well, it's without Mike and Matson. Yeah, but the way they looked, they were passive. It's like they were just willing to they're almost willing to just try to get this game over with as soon as possible. The body language wasn't good. There's just, it just wasn't a good sight. I think it's the best way to put it, and you don't want to harp on that performance. They've come out here and they've been aggressive. They've cut inside. They've challenged the Wahpeton defense. You know, they're making Wahpeton actually have to go out and play. Now, Wahpeton is the more talented team, but most coaches at the high school level will understand there's just going to be some thin years and there's going to be some years where you're unbeatable. This is one of those thin years for Valley City. But what good coaches do is that coaches can inspire players to give them their all for 4 quarters. Because, you know, I had a coach tell me, it's like, listen, we're not always going to be the best team, and sometimes your best just isn't going to be good enough against certain teams. But if you go out and you try for 4 quarters and you give me all you have for 4 quarters, I'm not going to say much to you. Like, we're going to have mistakes we can fix, obviously, but if they're mistakes that are caused by you guys going out there playing your best, then, again, you're not going to have too much to complain about. And that's kind of what you've seen. Like, Wahpeton is clearly the better team, but Valley City hasn't gotten run off the floor yet. It's not like Wahpeton is playing this horrific brand of basketball that is just it's them playing down to competition. No, like, you put up 30. Listen, if you average 72 points a game, which is what Wahpeton's on pace for, you have a very good offense at this level. So Wahpeton, it's not like they're playing down to competition. Valley City, they're not shooting great from the field, but they've stayed aggressive and they've gotten a lot of shots at the line, something they didn't do against Central Cass. So that's just kind of what stood out to me, is that the effort, the give-a-darn's been up there a little bit more than it was against Central Cass. And again, you can work with effort. You know, not every team is going to have the talent that a Kindred had a couple years ago, or the size that some teams have. But the old saying is true: it don't cost nothing to try. And that's, again, the try has been a lot more in this game for Valley City than it's been in a couple of their other losses. So again, Wahpeton's the better team. They're probably going to end up winning this game. But I mean, I'm not disappointed or upset with what I've seen from Valley City in either of these quarters so far. So you're just hoping that they can kind of continue to put things together and can keep this game respectable, or at least start keeping these quarters more and more respectable. We've got 36-24 in favor of the Huskies, about 2:45 to go. So we're back to action. Keep it right here on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
Sanford Health of Valley City is dedicated to transforming your healthcare experience and providing access to world-class healthcare right here in America's heartland. We're committed to improving the human condition at every stage of life through exceptional care, spiritual enhancement, innovation, and discovery. Schedule your appointment today at Sanford Health of Valley City by calling 701-845-6000 or self-schedule online at mysanfordchart.org. Sanford Health, here for all, here for good.
When you're craving the taste of juicy, flavorful, locally sourced beef and pork, look no further than your locally owned Valley Meat Supply. At Valley Meat Supply, we take pride in bringing you the finest cuts of beef and pork straight from local producers. So whether you're planning a mouth-watering barbecue or a cozy family meal, choose Valley Meat Supply for the highest quality, locally grown beef, pork, and award-winning jerky, sticks, and sausage. Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City. Your taste buds will thank you.
Rambo, a proud sponsor and fan of Viking and Highliner Athletics, has been serving North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota with quality logoed apparel and promotional products since 1979. With online store options built to meet the needs of your company, organization, or team, Rambo will ensure that the process of ordering is easy and accurate and that your items are received on time. When you're ready to put your logo to work, give Matt a call at 701-680-9585. Rambo, we're in the business of making you look good.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Laco Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938 for an investment professional. And tax and accounting professionals with Jim Laco and team at 701-845-1660 for a tax professional. Security is offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA SIPC.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We offer a great selection of gifts and toys, as well as yarns, fabrics, sewing, and crafting. We are here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. For all your pharmaceutical needs, give us a call, 845-5280.
Health Mart, taking time to listen and care.
36-24 on our LaRue Lockout Financial Scoreboard as we get set to begin our third quarter of play. Valley City, again, playing without Micah Madsen and Jack Samuelson, essentially reduced down to one player on the bench right now, and that's Aiden Stanton-Ring, who only came in for the last, let's say, 2 minutes of the second quarter. So it's going to be Colin Thompson inbounding the ball. Thompson gives it over to Finn Doctor, and we're back underway. Xander now with the ball over to Andrew Sikora. Sikora tries to give it to Colin. Colin nearly has it taken away, finds Andrew. Good ball moving here to Finn Doctor for three, and knocks it down. That was Trayden King that got a bit aggressive going for a steal, and it actually opened things up enough for Finn Doctor to get his first open three of the game. So the Highliners within 9 here. Good start for them. Steffens, mid-range jump shot, gets it to go, and that's his wheelhouse. It's crossover, fade right, jump shot, good. And that's where he's just, that's where he's the best. That's where he's the best. Then Doctor now wraps a pass here over to Andrew Sikora. Sikora hanging on to it, needs somewhere to go. Throws an errant pass, pulled down here. Going the other way by the Huskies into the hands of Cummings, and Cummings will cruise down the lane for 2 points. I was about to say that Valley City, getting out to a good start in this quarter is imperative for them because they've been playing chase for the most part. Doctor trying to go down the floor, can't get to go. King tips it to himself, and he'll be good to go. Now Gilbertson back down the floor, goes at Dieterle. Dieterle swats it out of bounds, and that'll stop the clock at 6:44. Remember, Valley City put themselves into, a 10-0 hole? 8-0 hole in quarter number 1. They were playing chase the rest of the way. And then they were started in a 5-0 hole against the Huskies in the last quarter. Gilbertson gets loose for a three. No good. Rebound pulled down by Cummings, and Cummings has it sent back, but Dieterle's going to pick up the foul. So Cummings going to the stripe here for 2 shots. And this little surge here by the Huskies is not what you wanted. Again, you can't help Steffens making the shot that he's pretty much turned into an art form, but can't get beat down the floor by the center after you throw a bad pass. And now Cummings is in line to go 2 for 2, and that's what he'll do. So he buries both foul shots, and Wahpeton leads 42-27. Valley City had it down to a 9-point game to start out the quarter, but a couple of errant possessions have made it a 15-point game once more. Thompson, tough shot, gets it to roll in, so high degree of difficulty there for Xander Thompson. 13-point game here, ball into the hands of Steffens. He splits the defense, draws the foul on the way in. I think they're going to call it on the deck, and they will. Second foul on Valley City. That'll be on Andrew Sikora, his second. This will be kicked over to Gilbertson in the corner to start out. Now he'll fade it up top. Over now to Bonches, over to Steffens in the corner. Back around the horn, the Huskies go to Gilbertson. Gilbertson now on the deep wing here to Steffens. Steffens closes it around to Gilbertson, back in the corner. Drives, mid-range floater, gets it to go. I feel like both Steffens and Gilbertson just have signature shots they can go to. For Gilbertson, it's the stop on a dime floater. For Steffens, it's the just drive and fade away from the free throw line. Huskies get a steal. Now Steffens drives in, kicks it out to King. Now King goes inside, fall away shot, no good. Dieterle with the board. We'll pitch it out here to Thompson. And now, well, one of the Huskies, that was Cummings, fell down, but fortunately he's the center, and Dieterle's the last one down the floor, so the numerical advantage doesn't pay out dividends. Valley City turns it over. Errant pass from Colin Thompson. Gilbertson gathers his way through the traffic, and the Huskies now up 26-29. 46-29, excuse me. Now, Xander Thompson dribbles into pressure, and what came first, the timeout or the turnover? They're going to say the timeout came first, so Valley City expends a full timeout here, trailing by 17. Back after the break after this 1 minute pause.
Why choose professional eye care centers? 4 great reasons are Dr. Bone, Dr. Freilich, Dr. Jangoa, and now introducing Dr. Jordan Thomas, 4 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and more. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in the work and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on 3 major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their customer service. Call Grotberg Electric today at 845-3010 or visit them online, grotbergelectric.com.
46-29, Wahpeton in front on the Valley City Highliners. Highliners got a 3 to open the festivities in the quarter with Finn Doctor. Made it a 9-point game, gave Valley City a bit of life, but the Huskies have responded since that opening salvo by outscoring the Highliners 10-2. So it's a 17-point advantage here for the Huskies as we get back underway. 5:01 go here in the third quarter. Thompson rips a pass into Collin, and that'll be a foul inside. Contact to the head, called by our official. Inadvertent contact, so it's not technicals. The Finn Doctor inbound the ball here to Collin, or excuse me, to Xander. Now they try to go inside to Dieterle, but the ball movement too slow when Wahpeton picks it off. Steffens feeds it to Bonches. Bonches hits the floater. 48-29, and Wahpeton, again, they don't have size. What they have is they have athletes that can just get up and down the floor, and turnovers turn into instant offense for them. So the Huskies now going to a man-to-man matchup, and Gilbertson almost gets the steal, but had a toe out of bounds trying to save the ball. Well, that'll stop the clock here at 4.5 minutes. 19-point advantage by the Huskies, their largest lead of the day. 21 seconds on the shot clock for Valley City to potentially utilize. Long pass here to Xander Thompson, now over to Andrew Sikora in the corner. Sikora a little slow getting going, but he finds Collin. Collin just didn't pull the trigger. He had a good look, but wasn't aggressive enough to go up with it. Xander will take a step back 3, leaves it short, and over the back here on Samuelson, and Jim McDaniels kind of holding out his hands, almost asking what for. That'll be Dieterle's second foul. I think they're going to say Dieterle might have caught a body going up there because, I mean, when a 6'7" guy goes up for a rebound on a 6'1", 6'2" guy, it's going to be a natural over the back just because of, the half-foot height difference. Steffens in the corner, leaves it short. Rebound goes to the way of Finn Doctor. Now Finn's calling for some motion. He'll tip it to Andrew Sikora, and the ball's going the other way with Gilbertson. Gilbertson wins the race down the floor, and the Huskies have themselves a 21-point lead. Now Colin Thompson floats it into Dieterle. Dieterle with a pump fake, sizes up, but overcooks the layup. Colin gets the miss. He'll face up and get it to drop. 50-31, Wahpeton in front of the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. Inside 3.5 to go in quarter number 3. Back around the horn, the Huskies go. Little pitch inside here to Cummings. Fouled on the way in and one. Like I said, the most dangerous man with the ball and with the most dangerous man in the Wahpeton offense is the guy without the ball. And Cummings is not a guy, he's not overly tall. He's not going to back you down. He's not going to be, your back to the basket center. But he's someone that just knows spacing and can work into a gap, and he's got a quick release when he gets the ball. So fits right into the system that Wahpeton plays. And in the Jeff Rouse system, usually maximizes whatever he has. And that'll be a blocking foul called here on the Huskies. That'll be the second foul called here on Bunches. Also be the second team foul on Wahpeton as well. Valley City with 4 fouls in this quarter. Sikora back with the ball, guarded by Bunches. Now over to Xander Compson. Compson throws up a wild shot, no good. Stevens with the rebound, running the floor, might try to take it himself, and he will, and he'll finish at the rim for 2 points. You see, that's when you really wish, if you're Valley City, Braden Stevens was still 5'9" and not 6'1". 6'1", you can hang a little bit more and just pop it over the top of the defense. 5'9", that gets blocked. Sikora stays aggressive, drives inside, and he'll finish for 2 points. 55-33, and the quarter dominated by Wahpeton so far. Gilbertson had a look at a 3, chose not to put it up. Steffens will take a look at a 3, and he'll knock it down. Of all guys to not have anybody on, that is probably the worst one you could pick. So Steffens showing you just every tool that he has. A little bit of a dust-up there between Gilbertson and Finn Doctor. Gilbertson thought he caught an errant shoulder to the face. Sikora going to be calling for travel here. Lost his balance, tried to fire an underhand ripper over to Xander Compson, but travel got called first. Yeah. When I say that Braden Stevens is a 3-level scorer, that's what I mean. And you might even have to add 3.5 level because that was from NBA distance, that three-pointer he just hit. That's a heck of a player. That's a player that should have more than one offer from a team in college. King on the way inside, spins. Dieterle got a piece of it. He'll pick up the block. And possibly thrown away. And it is thrown away. I had my hand down, making a mark on my score sheet. Pop up, ball's out of bounds, and it'll be long to the Huskies. So errant pass by Dieterle, and Wahpeton quickly inbounds it. They'll rotate it up top here over to Gilbertson. Back down here to Bunches. Bunches back to Gilbertson, now to Steffens. Steffens will catch and shoot again, and off the back rim. Thompson pulls down the rebound. Wahpeton's in a bit of a double team at him, but the Huskies pull back. Now Doctor using a screen to try to create some space. Has an avenue to slash inside, and he will. He'll finish and one. So good job by Doctor. I was about to say he kind of was slowing himself down a little bit, allowing the defense kind of pressing from behind. Then he saw that had just enough of a sliver inside, hung, and Wahpeton tried to set the defense down low, but might have been parked too close to that restricted section. Timeout called, 58-35. Wahpeton in front back after the break on KOVC.
Sanford Health of Valley City is dedicated to transforming your healthcare experience and providing access to world-class healthcare right here in America's heartland. We're committed to improving the human condition at every stage of life through exceptional care, spiritual enhancement, innovation, and discovery. Schedule your appointment today at Sanford Health of Valley City by calling 701-845-6000 or self-schedule online at mysanfordchart.org. Sanford Health, here for all, here for good.
Minute 27 to go here in the third quarter, and it's going to be Finn Doctor going to the line here for 2 shots. Highliners, they've done a, decent job of being aggressive into this game. It's kind of like if they can be this aggressive and add Mike and Matson to the mix, they have a chance to, maybe pull an upset sometime down the line, but that's what it's got to be. It's got to be this type of aggression from everybody else and have Mikan score 20 points. Steffens will rotate this over to Bunches as it's now 58-36. Back over to Gilbertson on the wing. Valley City sticking with this zone. Steffens back to Gilbertson. Gilbertson pumped on a three, goes inside. Mid-range jump shot, gets it to go. Well, for people that say the mid-range jump shot is dead, that haven't watched the Wahpeton team play, that is their jam right there. That's what they love most. Pick and pop floaters and mid-range jump shots. Collin gets a look for three and airmails it. Sikora almost saves it, but that ball hit on the baseline right away. And I'll stop the clock here at 47.5 seconds. So Valley City try to anchor down here on defense. But this has been a pretty dominant showing for Wahpeton in the corner. Gilbertson for a three, no good. Sikora pulls it down, manages to clear some space, and now find it over to Colin Compson. Shot clock is turned off. And technical foul? Or a bench warning. I think we are going to get a bench warning. Somebody for Wahpeton might have been leaning a bit too close and didn't give our official enough room to go down the sidelines because, well, again, Jeff Ralph, probably one of the more mild-mannered coaches you can come across, and Wahpeton, probably one of the least likely teams to pick up a bench technical, but, well, everybody has their moments. Again, I'm thinking somebody just might have been leaning out a bit too much. 60-36 with 13 seconds to go, and Thompson tried to go inside, lost the handle. Now Gilbertson with the ball. Gilbertson going inside, hangs, can't get the go. Ball tipped out of bounds, belongs to Valley City. So 60-36, Wahpeton, 24 points in this quarter. Now Zander will take a one-step heave at the rim, hit the net. If it had two more feet to it, it might have been a highlight, but instead that'll end our third quarter. 60-36 at the end of three. Back here after this break on KOVC.
At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
Lever's Foods, best quality, best price. Lever's Foods, best service, they're nice. Lever's Foods, they make everything.
Check out these midwinter savings at Lever's. All this week, save on Tombstone pizzas, 2 for $7.98. Progresso soup, 4 for $8. Our family salad dressing, $1.79 each. Idaho russet, yellow, or red potatoes, 5-pound bag, 2 for just $4. And boneless pork sirloin roaster chops, just $2.29 a pound. Deliveries available by calling 845-1732. Lever's Foods, Valley City.
60-36, Wahpeton leads over the Valley City Highliners, outscoring Valley City in that third quarter. And again, that third quarter continues to be the bugaboo for Valley City this year. Outscoring the Highliners 24-12 in that frame. And yeah, just Wahpeton is a very, very good team. There's a reason they got a number next to their name. So this will be rotated out here around the outside over to Flack. Now to Gilbertson. Steffens still in the game. Steffens trying to go inside. Will throw up a floater against Doctor. Can't get it to go. Ball tipped around. Cummings comes up with it. Cummings holding on, looking for someone to dish to. Finds Flack. Flack has his shot sent back. Tries to fade away. Dieterle sends it back again. And this time will pick up the rebound. So Dieterle does a good job holding the fort inside and getting the block. Now over to Finn Doctor. Doctor trying to cut his way inside. Back to Dieterle. He'll square up for a three and can't quite get it to roll in. Left it short on the rim, but he got a nice roll off the front. It looked like it was going to bounce up and in, but then caught a little bit of the side and rolled out. So minute gone here in the fourth on our LaRue Financial scoreboard. Steffens from the foul line and misses, and he rarely ever misses that shot. Perhaps he needed to do a crossover first, because that's usually what happens. He crosses you over, gets to the free throw line, and then gets it to go. Wahpeton gets a steal, have 3-on-1 going the other way. Bonchez fakes a pass to Steffens, and he'll finish for 2 points. So We talked about how without Mikan on the team, there's not that gravity that the defense naturally drifts to. In that case, with Steffens just running the floor, it's just the gravity pulls the defense away because you're assuming that's where the ball's going. And Bunches, all he has to do is fake the pass, and just an easy 2 points there for him. So it's 62-36, 6:26 left to go here in the ball game. Wahpeton making some substitution. Drayton King coming into the game alongside Carter Oswalt. King with 4 fouls, so playing. I don't know if you can say you're in foul trouble when your team's up by 26, but maybe call it foul jeopardy. Well, now we're going to have a discussion here. Make sure that we award the ball to the right team in a 26-point game, and we are going to give it to Valley City. Doctor going to inbound this one. Trying to moment to give it over to Andrew Sikora. I mean, this is close to 5 seconds, and they just get it into Dieterle. Now we're to Colin Compson. Floater no good, and have a rebound off ball. And I'm going to say there was a push underneath the basket. Wahpeton's going to get the rebound and draw the foul. So that's going to be on Stanton Ring. That'll be his first. 26-point advantage for the Huskies with 2 minutes gone here in this fourth quarter. So they're going to pick up another win in Region 1 play. So Kings thought about squaring up for a 3. Now pass it to Bonches. Now back to King, and he will take a 3. Left wide open, can't get it to go. Well, Sikora didn't go for the rebound. He just kept driving Bonches out of bounds, and that is one way to do it. No, he could have just stepped in and got the rebound, but he boxed out Bonches enough for that ball to dribble out of bounds and give the ball back to Valley City. Stanton Ring with the ball will pivot around, looking to give it to Dieterle inside. Dieterle will back it out to the corner. Dieterle postures it back over to Finn Doctor. Valley City's got to get this ball out of the corner. Wahpeton sent to triple team, and soft errant pass gets picked off. Down the floor they go. Bonches, little stutter step inside and one. So Valley City picks up the foul, and now Wahpeton a free throw and a bucket away from making this a 30-point game and starting that running clock. So the tidal wave is just kind of officially hit for the Huskies in this one. That foul shot off the mark, so it'll keep it at a 28-point game. 5:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. Sikora, okay, he's getting a little antsy. And I think they're going to say that's a reach-in on Wahpeton. Sikora was throwing, well, he was swinging his arms around and not very meekly. No, kept him low. He didn't have him up high, but certainly don't want to get hit by any of those. Pass in here to Compson. Compson fades away and gets it to go. So Xander Compson, good-looking shot, and Valley City will take a timeout. So Valley City 64-38 back here after the break on KOVC.
When you're craving the taste of juicy, flavorful, locally sourced beef and pork, look no further than your locally owned Valley Meat Supply. At Valley Meat Supply, we take pride in bringing you the finest cuts of beef and pork straight from local producers. So whether you're planning a mouth-watering barbecue or a cozy family meal, choose Valley Meat Supply for the highest quality, locally grown beef, pork, and award-winning jerky, sticks, and sausage. Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City. Your taste buds will thank you.
Rambo, a proud sponsor and fan of Viking and Highliner Athletics, has been serving North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota with quality logoed apparel and promotional products since 1979. With online store options built to meet the needs of your company, organization, or team, Rambo will ensure that the process of ordering is easy and accurate and that your items are received on time. When you're ready to put your logo to work, give Matt a call at 701-680-9585. Rambo, we're in the business of making you look good.
64-38 with 5:18 to go here in the ballgame. Wahpeton well out in front on our LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. I mean, Valley City is kind of in a weird spot because pretty much they're in a spot where you would say, well, now it's a good time to empty the bench and, get some of the youngsters some action. Well, what you're seeing out there right now is about the youth movement Valley City can expend right now. That's, 4 sophomores out there right now. 3 with Stanton Ring on the bench. So, there's only so much you can empty the tank and get people experience when, again, most of your bench is seniors that are filling in from other sports. And I probably save kind of those moments for senior day here in a couple games. Bonchez with the ball, kick it over to King. King trying to back his way down, kicks it out to Steffens. Steffens, and that should be a charge, and it will be. The most unenthusiastic charge call of all time. I mean, it was a charge on Steffens. He just lowered the shoulder. It's like the referee is like called the foul and then looked at each other and then confirmed, like, did we all see the same thing? Then very unenthusiastic. Usually it's a hard, fist going the other way. It was not. Wahpeton, though, gets a steal. Steffens goes at Doctor, hangs, and hits, and he gets his 2 points back. So that'll make it a 28-point game once more. Colin Thompson, nice little move to get around Anderson. Now goes to the wing and throws a pass into Dieterle. Dieterle squares up, gets at the drop. So Valley City gets to 40 points, 66-40, and as weird as it might sound, if Valley City can find a way without this game getting running clocked, that'll probably actually be a win for this team. Again, playing without Mike and Matson or Jack Samuelson would be a big win for them. Wahpeton, of course, trying to get it to 30 to try to officially be able to pull everybody off the floor. Well, the Highliners continue to hang tough as that shot going to go right there for the Huskies as it's out of bounds. Belongs to Valley City as we get down to 3:50 to go here in the fourth. Ben Doctor working against Braden Steffens at the half court. Now over here to Colin. Colin being guarded by Anderson. Drives inside. Good kickoff to Xander. And Xander pops it open and gets it to go. Here's the deal. Wahpeton still got starters out there. I mean, Steffens is out there. Bonchez is out there. King is out there. So you're not going against the 8th graders. I mean, you're going up against players that Wahpeton plays regularly. Bonchez will line this one up for a 3. That'll be off to the side. Rebound, and that is going to be a foul on Wahpeton as Oswald just tried to go around Sikora. But Sikora, I mean, he's boxing out hard. Not really going for the rebounds, but, I mean, he's boxing people out. And so Andrew Sikora, nice guy to have in a basketball game or going to the mall on Black Friday. He's boxing out people. Be able to box people out for basketball and being able to box people out for the last maybe a grocery buggy at the store. 3-pointer on the way for Thompson, no good. Long rebound pulled down here by Coolmo. Coolmo, little floater inside, no good. Ball gets tipped out. Anderson with it. Now we're to Bonchez. Steffens now officially out of the game with Coolmo in. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Coolmo going to fade away, hand in his face, doesn't get it to drop. Ball into the air. Rebound here by Colin Thompson. Oh, it is a 24-point game. Doctor, good angle to attack from, and he'll drop it in for 2 points. 22-point game, and again, Valley City there. They've been aggressive, which is what you want to see. They haven't just kind of been sitting on their heels and waiting to get beat by 40, kind of like what they were doing against Central Cass. They've come out ready to play. Again, sometimes you're just going to get beat by a better team as Wahpeton misses another shot inside. But, I mean, the effort level in this game has been far superior than what has been shown in previous weeks. Sikora can't get to go. Colin Thompson going to get whistled for an over the back. And, they're going to say he pushed. I don't really think he pushed. I think he went straight up, cherry picked it over the top of his man, and then kind of just hit a little runner. But that's a hard one to take, but now the bench starting to get emptied out. So let's see Amari Ronsberg coming into the game. I think we're also going to see Elijah Praska. Saw another one get in there, and that's going to be Austin Anderson into the game. So, couple of the underclassmen getting in. 66-44, minute 45 to go here in the ball game. Wahpeton looking to just close this out as both teams have started to empty the bench a little bit. Doctor and Sikora both out there for the Highliners. Now over here to Anderson. Anderson pitches it back over to Isaac Anderson. Out they go here over to Oswald. 10 seconds on the shot clock for him. Ball into the corner here, over to Flack. Flack can't get it to drop. Rebound pulled down by Austin Anderson. Now get over to Finn Doctor. Minute 12 to go here as Doctor crosses the timeline. Valley City might be able to work fast enough to set up a 2-for-1 possession. Ronsberg, ball inside, tries to spin away, lost it on the handle, but Sikora, Johnny on the spot, picks it up off the deck and makes it a 20-point game. 66-46, so looks like Wahpeton is going to be denied the 30 ball and the running clock, so that is a minor win, I would say, for Valley City in this game. And again, the effort that they've showed in this one was a lot better than what they pulled up against with Central Cass. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Ball deflected out of bounds, and shot clock will be turned off here with 32 seconds, meaning that Wahpeton can just run the clock out if they'd like. You always get JV players and reserves out there. You never know what they're thinking. So Wahpeton gets the ball, and Crosby Anderson going to fade away, and he knocks it down. 68-46, 20 seconds to go as Sikora will bring the ball up. He's dribbling down the floor with the head of steam into Ronsberg. Ronsberg able to fight through the contact and get it to go, and one. Ronsberg, a little bump from behind. Also looked like that shot might have been partially blocked, but he's able to fight through the contact and get it to drop, as I think that's his first varsity basket of the year. So the freshman able to get it to drop. Foul shot is up and off to the side. And I'll be a push going the other way, and, well, luckily for Valley City, that's only their fourth foul, and now that'll be, you can just dribble the rest of this clock out. So Wahpeton going to pick up the win here, 68-48, as the Huskies continue to put together, let's just say, a rebound after a semi-slow start. Valley City does end up outscoring Wahpeton in the quarter, 12-8, but again, that third quarter, the big difference maker. Huskies outscored Valley City 24-12 in the frame. So we'll just get our post-game show done with very quickly. Again, what I liked about Valley City in this one is just how aggressive they were. Again, and I go back to that Central Cass game because it's the only game I can compare it to in terms of what Valley City had available to them. Without Mike and Matson in that Central Cass game, Valley City just kind of was laid back and waited to get beat. They didn't do that in this game. They were a lot more aggressive, had a lot more fire underneath them. And again, there are just going to be times when your best isn't going to be good enough and a better team's just going to beat you, and that's just kind of what happened with Wahpeton today. Like, Braden Steffens is a first-team All-State caliber player, in my opinion. You have someone in Jack Gilbertson who is also a, maybe not a first-team All-Stater, but definitely going to be on the All-Region team. It's just, Wahpeton just had more firepower than you had tonight. But, again, it wasn't an effort where Valley City just rolled over and died. It wasn't a game where you just kind of shake your head and go like, why did we even suit up today? No, I mean, they showed fight. And they showed enough fight to the point where it's like, okay, you can have this type of effort, have this type of gusto from everybody else, and you can put Mike and Matson into the lineup, and he can go get you, 15 to 20 points. Like, it starts to look to the point where you might be able to generate something. But it's all about taking this type of effort that you get from the others on the teams and then put it back into with Mike and Matson. Like, that's just what it's kind of got to be, is that you can't have – it can't be one or the other. It's got to be both. And it's obvious this team is not as good without Mike and Matson, and what you're hoping is that this type of performance does end up sparking something. And again, it's just going to come down to, intensity level, because there's been times this year where Valley City's had good intensity only to watch it fade away and not really last throughout an entire game. The third quarter, it is what it is. Steffens woke up, Gilbertson dominated. Like, those are just two fantastic players. Those are two players that are going to be on the All-Region team. Steffens is going to be an All-Stater, in my opinion. So just you get beat by two very good players. Like it is what it is. But I'm much more impressed by how they looked short-staffed in this one than what they were against Central Cass. So, again, there's something to build off here. And, again, I'm not moral victory participation trophy guy. But, again, you're looking up at the season that you got right now, you take what you get sometimes. And, again, you put that type of performance together where you can get the, secondary players to play like this, and then you add Mike and Matson to it to get you his usual 15 to 20 points, that's when you can start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and maybe the possibility for one more win on the year. But overall, Wahpeton looked exactly like how I thought they were going to look. When their starters were in, they scored at least 18 points in every single quarter, and just defensively, they're good. Jeff Rouse, a hell of a coach. And I make jokes sometimes about, how the coach of the year usually just gets awarded to the coach that finishes second to third by default. Jeff Rouse been, in that situation the past couple of years where his team's finished second and he's gotten the coach of the year award. I don't think anyone argues when Jeff Ralph gets coach of the year. In fact, you might, I don't know if this will get me in trouble. I think if Jeff Ralph was on the other side in Kindred would be looking at back-to-back state championship teams. That's just me on that one, though. But Jeff Ralph, again, like I said, one of the most respected coaches in North Dakota. And just, he puts together a system. He maximizes what he has. And, again, he doesn't have a lot of size, but, man, can that team get up and down the floor? Do they defend? And they play really well off ball. That's just a really good team. And, Wahpeton's been looking to get over the hump and get to that state tournament, and I think Region 1 is going to be a wide-open tournament this year. I think it's going to be a phenomenally close tournament. I don't know if you got a state championship winner in there. Central Cass has been looking like a possibility in that, but they're still very young, so you're kind of looking that way, being like, okay, I think you got maybe 5 teams that could, or 5 to 4 teams that could make a very legitimate claim that they have a chance of that with Central Cass, Oak Grove, Kindred, and Wahpeton. So maybe just the 4 there, but I really do think we're going to have ourselves a really wide-open tournament when it comes time for the boys Region 1. But I want to thank you all, everyone, for tuning in today. 68-48 Wahpeton takes the W today. Next game for Valley City will be against Hillsborough Central Valley. We also have basketball over on VCSU Athletics tomorrow with VCSU taking on Carroll College. That'll be over at Concordia. And then we'll have the game against, I believe it's Rocky Mountain on Saturday. That game will be on VCSU Athletics and over on KOVC. But for now, folks, thank you all for tuning in. This is Jerry Edwards signing off. For those listening on KOVC, coming up next, we got some George Strait.